Forward, halt! Halt! Center, haste! Dress, center, dress! Ready, two. Ready, front. Form, halt. Order, halt!
Post the colors.
Ready, haste! Forward, halt!
Heart.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Heart. Howitzer, Hart.
Train multiple airmen in the protocols and procedures to take care of airmen and families through some of the best times and some of the worst times. So whether that be promotions, retirements, change of commands, unfortunately laying our loved ones to rest, your leadership and professionalism is unmatched. So thank you. We really appreciate everything you've done. So on behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Smith, our Force Support Commander, and Master Sergeant Robert, also up here is our SEL, and the entire FSS squadron, the best squadron. Right? No debates here. We would like to present this gift to you on behalf of the entire men and women of the Force Support Squadron. Thank you.
This is to certify that Master Sergeant Lakeith J. Manson, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Air Force on 1 November 2023. Signed, the Commander, 316th Wing, and Joint Base Andrews, Colonel Todd E. Randolph, and the Chief of Staff, United States Air Force, General Charles Q. Brown, Jr. Randolph will now present the Certificate of Appreciation from the Commander-in-Chief. It reads, Master Sergeant Lakeith J. Manson, I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Joseph R. Biden, Commander-in-Chief. Ms. Manson and family, please place this pin on his lapel to symbolize his transition from active duty to retired status.
Finally made. Here's a picture of that.
I made this, by the way. The hardest part about this was when I had to cut his uniforms up. So he pressed them all for the last time and he was taking forever. I'm like, you need to hurry up, I got stuff to do, you know? And he was just getting all emotional. And then I was like, you might want to leave the room because it's time to cut these up now. It was hard for him, but this was the end result. So I'm not the public speaker. I appreciate you, all that you do. I love you so much. We all appreciate you.
For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States to be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union will be 13 stars in a blue field representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence. And blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the mission of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words of the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the thin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans have spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us, for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave.
afternoon. I'm reading this on behalf of my grandmother. It says, to my grandson Lakeith, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Today, as we celebrate your retirement from your service to the country for over 24 years in the United States Air Force, I am proud of your accomplishments. God has blessed you to travel worldwide, see many things that you never dreamed of as a young man growing up in a small village in upstate New York. God has proven that nothing is impossible when you dream big, have a determination, and will to fulfill those dreams. It has taken faith, courage, commitment, a positive attitude, self-denial, and much discipline to come to this final moment. I have watched you over the years, and I saw your spirit of humility, respect for others, and love for your family, your fellow men, and how proud you were to serve your country. Today, I honor you as you come to the close of this season of your life and start a new chapter. I know that as God goes with you, you will succeed at whatever you do as you fulfill the plans that He has for your great and awesome future. There is no limit to the great things that God is going to do for you. Thank God for your lovely wife and family who have supported you all these years. Stay strong, keep the faith, keep hope alive, and acknowledge God in all your ways, and He will direct your path. You are in my prayers. Love you, Grandma.
Publish the order.
Attention to order. This is to certify that the Meritorious Service Medal has been awarded to Master Sergeant Lakeith J. Manson for outstanding service from 1 October 2022 to 31 October 2023. Master Sergeant Lakeith Manson distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States Air Force as Honor Guard Program Manager, 316th Force Support Squadron, 316th Mission Support Group, 316th Wing, Joint Base Andrews, Maryland. During this period, Sergeant Manson was by name requested to provide ceremonial support for Joint Base Andrews' namesake. He led a 4-man team to present United States and Iceland multinational colors for an inaugural memorial dedication. His ceremonial was vital in the recognizing Lieutenant General Frank Andrews' significant contributions to the United States Army Air Forces and honoring the memory of his downed crew. Additionally, Sergeant Manson spearheaded the acquisition of the program's first real-world Hirsch trainer. He partnered with the Air Force Honor Guard to secure training at no cost, which saved the wing $100,000 and increased the development of 120 guardsmen. Finally, Sergeant Manson coordinated the training and unification of sister service ceremonial support, benchmarking the installation's first joint service color guard team. His performance garnered him the Major Command's 2022 Honor Guard Program Manager of the Year, Special Duty Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, and A1 Special Recognition Team of the Year. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Manson culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. All right, Sergeant Manson, you do not subscribe to this part. Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Special Order Number AC-008489. Master Sergeant Lakeith J. Manson, you are relieved from active duty and retired effective 1 November 2023 per Air Force Instruction 36-3203 in the grade of Master Sergeant.
Uncle Roland, man, thank you. I've been blessed to to never have to look far for some leaders. When I decided to join the Air Force, trying to navigate what that looks like, one thing that, he gave me a lot of advice, but one thing always resonated through everything that he told me is that regardless of what happens, take care of your people, take care of yourself. Everything else will happen the way it's supposed to. Here we are. The room is full, so I did something right. I will leave you with this. General Mann sent out a memo that talked about the state of war, where we are, our near-peer adversaries. The whole world went crazy. Why? It's nothing that we're not used to as the men and women of the United States Air Force or any other branch of service. He was asking for us to be ready. Not get ready when the time comes, to be ready before that. So to my airmen, my NCOs, the leaders of tomorrow are the learners of today. It's kind of hard to give you guys the baton, but I know y'all got it. To my peer group, senior NCOs, attitude reflects leadership. Oftentimes you wonder why airmen and NCOs aren't doing things that we ask them to do. I need you to remember who you are and where you came from. You are not so far removed from that, because leadership is not about stripes, it's about the person that carries it. Humble yourself. We are all the same people. Just because we serve longer doesn't make us any better. To my officers, I've had the privilege to report to you. And it's going to sound crazy, but I don't feel like I've ever worked with you. My airmen NCOs are the people I work for. And I just hope that I did what you entrusted me to do, which was carry your direction to make sure that they were taken care of. I'm humbled and honored to say that God allowed me to get here by His grace to be able to say thank you. Manson.